Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Wednesday. It is the 20th of September, and that means it's time to play some goddamn Dota. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin.
I do like playing Dota. I'm pretty excited, actually.
Dude, I gotta say. Oh, yeah. I think, Kevin and I were talking about this before the show, that we've been engaging in something called physical exercise. And bodies rebel at this. I've been actually doing this new training regimen, phase 2 of the trainer trying to get me to do shit at the gym, and I cannot stay awake, man. I slept for 11 and a half hours last night. I mean, it feels great, but I haven't gotten to do any late night Dota-ing, Kevin. And now I'm gonna play, and I'm just gonna be like a noodly relaxed puddle of Terrorblade. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen to me is I'm not going to look at the map once the whole game because I'm also tired. And then we're just going to die all the time, and I'm going to be like, I guess I should look at the map once in a while.
Dude.
So hopefully it doesn't happen.
I will say, so to tie into the big goal that I've been having, I went back and rewatched a lot of my games from the last 2 months or so. Because especially after TI, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to do nothing but Dota. So I did nothing but Dota and StarCraft and exercise and not sleep. And that caught up with me real fast. But when I went back and looked at those games, looked at the games before TI, and even the games that we've been playing together, I think that super consistently across anything that is not a position 4 or 5, I just get caught out a lot. I didn't realize quite how often that was happening. And so that's my new number one goal is simply don't get caught out. Simply don't do that. Just try to stay back, especially because pretty much all the carries that I've been playing have some sort of mobility to them.
Okay.
Like Blink Mask of Madness on Sven, Doppelgang with Phantom Lancer, Blink with PA, Wraith King. I get a Blink Dagger on that guy. Now I want to play Anti-Mage because he's got his very own escape. And now I'm Terrorblade, who just becomes large and dies. So I gotta work on that shit.
Yeah, Anti-Mage might be a fun one to do because he's all about split pushing, basically, and showing up at the right time. So
Dude,
we can maybe
at the end of the day,
transition.
At the end of the day.
But I think first we should definitely put Terrorblade to bed because we had a good... First day we played Terrorblade, it went really good. And then last week, it went not so good. We died a lot. And...
It was that the early game consistently went great, and either I was left alone and just pushed right into the base, or they messed with me at all and I died a shitload.
Yeah, and then you're behind and it was hard to catch up basically, and you feel like you're useful and they ganked you. And a lot of mix of issues, but hopefully what I basically wanted to do is I wanted to look at some pro players who play him. That way we can try to see some differences because naturally I'm not the best Terrorblade player in the world. So we'll look at some players that are super high MMR and see if there's some subtle differences that'll improve your game, and then see what they do in the mid to late game for positioning and things like that. And then hopefully you can match that to how you actually play your game.
You'll notice I accidentally opened up my StarCraft overlay. In the StarCraft show, I opened the Dota overlay, and in the Dota show, I'm opening the StarCraft overlay.
Makes me feel better. Makes me feel like you care about me.
Dude,
if it was just the other way, if it was always StarCraft, Sean, are you trying to tell me something? Do you want me to...
Yeah, I'm let's go into the game.
StarCraft player.
I switch over here. It's counting down to a 1v1 on Python. I'm like, all right, Kevin, talk to me about Terrorblade, and I just fucking play a game like an asshole.
Yeah, is there a StarCraft unit that's like a Terrorblade? Maybe a Hydralisk? I don't know. It doesn't do enough damage. Not sure. There's no comparison. Why don't you go to player perspective? You can press play.
I have to think if there's any unit that's like Terrorblade, because I feel like his characteristics are just reasonable damage, not a lot of mobility.
Very high damage. Terrorblade is very high damage.
Yeah, he really is. I'm trying.
Very high damage, weak disable, ranged ideally.
So often what happens is when I say something incorrect or do something incorrect, I can step back and go, oh, that's what I was thinking at that time. That's that wrong thing that produced that. But I literally cannot explain to you why I said he has reasonable damage. I have no idea. I just said that. It just came out of my mouth. And
probably
it was
based
wrong,
on your personal experiences.
My personal experiences felt like he has crazy damage. I don't know. I literally don't have a reason. Kevin, let me finish this coffee. Here it comes.
It's the working out. Blame the working out.
I am this close to being officially down 40 pounds from the start of the year, though. So I'm fucking feeling good.
That's amazing.
This close.
That's really good.
Well, when you're 6'4", the fat is distributed along the body, so it's a very thin gain. But
okay.
I'll take what I can.
What percentage of your body weight have you lost?
I was 255 to 215. So
you're better at math than me, I know. So I'm gonna let you handle this one.
That's like about 20%, a little less than 20%. 18% of myself is gone now. But I want to figure out who the fuck the high damage, low mobility character is in this game. Maybe like the unsieged tank or some shit, man.
Those don't even do that good damage though, if I'm not mistaken.
Only against heavy units.
Oh, that's right. There's armor types in that game, aren't there?
Alright, so let's go to Terrorblade. Technically, yes, but really it just boils down to ranged units deal less damage to smaller units. That's basically it.
Okay.
It's mainly a balance tool instead of a power tool. Gotcha. Alright, so we're watching Dota.
This is a player that I found on... I basically went to Dota Buff, and I looked at Terrorblade, recent games, and I found 2 players. This one was a 7,500 MMR average game. This is in Southeast Asia. Wings Shadow was playing Monkey King this game. He was the guy that won TI last year, TI 6. Yeah. And this player is tagged as Russman. I don't know very much about him, but it's a very high MMR game, so... naturally it'll be good. And this game is a little different than the other one that we'll watch after this, but feel free to speed this up. Like, we're definitely not going to watch this at one time. So, like, you should be watching this at like 1.5 times minimum, but most of the time you're probably just use pluses and negatives and just speed things up. We just want to see like what he's doing differently than what you might do. See if there's ways that he's getting more farm, enhancing his laning advantage, things like that. And there's a couple things that I noticed by watching these, so hopefully I can remember those and point them out to you guys later.
Yeah. So it looks like one of the big things is, if you'll recall from the game that we played, I just stayed a little too close with Terrorblade, like right at the outset of the game. And he just instantly was super far away the moment he saw anything at all, and did not even try to engage against them. That's how I got myself. That's how I got myself killed, Kevin.
Yeah, I watched that replay actually, a little bit, and then I heard too much, and I had to go away. I just remembered about pot roast. And
oh my god, that guy, Pickle Man, whatever his name was.
Food related something.
Yeah, so this is something that rings familiar. Like, you just use Metamorphosis to just bully the shit out of the person in the lane, or just to get an early kill.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing about it was this actually happened in both of the 2 games that I watched, which basically means, like, you should really use Metamorphosis the first minute if possible. Just because it gives you a laning advantage for the first couple last hits. It gives you harass potential. It gave him the ability to deny Clarity Potion if he needed to. He basically didn't have to worry about the little critters, because he knew that he could basically kite them by attack moving.
And also,
it just gave him so many advantages.
I mean, I feel like Poor Man's Shield is really important if you are a melee hero in lane.
Yes.
But you completely circumvent any problem by becoming metamorphosized. You're just a ranged hero now, sitting all the way back. I mean, technically you would want the damage block, but you can avoid that problem a lot with the range. So then, like, right when his metamorphosis wears off, that's when he got the Poor Man's Shield and the Quelling Blade. Okay.
Yeah, that's a fair point. He was maybe trying to decide between items, but it's also just really recommended to have a Poor Man's Shield if you're against a hero that has summons, because if it blocks 100% of player damage and those Trions, if it blocks 100% of the time that player-based damage deals you damage, then against Trions that's going to block guaranteed 20 out of the 32 damage. So if you're against like summon-based offlane heroes, absolutely it's really needed.
Because I know you pretty much always want the Poor Man's Shield, but for me, like, if I miss out on that early rune, I'm always like, ugh, God, I'm so fucked, you know.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
Never going to be able to get it. But
the
I mean,
other
the
really cool
Metamorphosis
thing
circumvents those problems, yeah.
The other really cool thing, again, is that illusions do get damage block. So even if his illusions get harassed by Treants, they will still get the Poor Man's Shield damage block in this case, which definitely gives him a lot of longevity. So obviously Earth Spirit's basically just harassing. How do you feel about Earth Spirit and Terrorblade as a combo? How do the 2 pieces fit together?
I think the big thing is that there is the... because Terrorblade has no stuns and no disables, enemies will generally be a little more comfortable being close to Terrorblade and nearby, and so the fact that Earth Spirit can just bomb on in and exploit that, slow them down with his roll-in. I don't know exactly how his stun works, but I know that he has one. And then Terrorblade just deals a shitload of damage,
Yeah, exactly. So Terrorblade has really high damage, and comboed with Earth Spirit, who has medium damage, about maybe low damage. Once, if you take somebody that does high damage with no control with somebody that has control, then all of a sudden you have a really easy kill. What was the game that we played where I played TB, or you played TB? Was I like Shadow Shaman or something? It was like I was giving you enough disable to just make your game so easy. Because if I just disabled somebody, it was the one 2 week. It must have been the sets that was 2 weeks ago, because that was the one that went really well. So it was the sixth probably.
We only played the one game.
Really? Now, what was the one that we played originally where you just shit on the whole game? Do you remember that one? That game that was just super easy?
Yes, I remember. It was this first one. It's the only game of Terrorblade I've ever won. You played a hero for sure, but it's unclear which hero.
Okay. We can go to the scoreboard if you want.
Ah, Vengeful Spirit.
Okay, it's Venge. So I'd locked down, amplified your damage, lowered their armor. That's probably the main reason it works so well. Okay.
Damn, I fucking forgot. 10-0, man. I'm feeling powerful. Look at that. It was swelling with excellence.
All right. Let's get this moving here. So the combo is good, basically. Obviously, you almost always want at least some synergy in your laning stage. If you don't have it, then you're going to not do as well in your lane as you should. Last hits are pulled up as well, and they look pretty normal right now, except for the fact that almost everybody's last hitting kind of poorly this game, except for 2 heroes. That part's kind of weird, but what I want you to see is how he spends his time here. So if he's doing pulls, he can use his illusion to do it. So it doesn't matter that he's by himself. And it only took a couple seconds, but basically he spends 70 mana, he gets a side pull, those creeps are denied. Mostly because the troll creeps are good at killing creeps.
Yeah, and this is something that I really don't understand how to do super well, which is...
go back and watch it.
Wait, what do you mean go back and watch it?
What do you mean you don't understand how to do it well?
This is something I don't know how to do super well, which is deciding when I should be pulling and denying them creeps versus pushing in. Because, like, I have been in this position pushing rather hard if I think I'm alone.
Okay, think about it this way. If you push in... Alright, so, first of all, where do you think the profit is right here? We can see these on the map, but let's say it's like a typical offlane hero. If he's not in the lane, he's probably near a shrine jungling.
Yeah. Like
and the distance from there to the tower is so small. So if you think, I'm by myself, let's push, and you push into the tower, they're just going to be like, oh shit, free experience. They walk over and they get last hits and gold and experience. So pretty much the first couple... Basically, if you push the lane and you can't dive that person at their tower and kill them, then you have fucked up by pushing.
Oh!
Because they're always going to show up and they're always going to get experience if you can't kill them when they show up.
I thought that my mindset should more so be always push the lane as much as humanly possible. Like, if the opponents are not nearby.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's not true. Because, yes, he's doing damage here. Did you see what... do you want to pause for a sec? Because there's other stuff we should talk about that we just missed. Yes, you're going to do damage to the tower, but it's more important to think about the ecosystem of how much experience is he getting, how much gold is he getting. So what he did really well this game is every time he pulled, it was like a sort of half pull. Every time the creep's wave would get denied, that means the wave is always pushed towards him. And because then his creep wave is dead, that allows him to push to hit the enemy creeps as fast as he can. So by doing so, he's basically always pushing, but he has to he's basically pushing just to break even, based on him also pulling. So basically he gets more time. Because he's pushing, because he has to, he spends less time standing in the creep wave waiting for a last hit. He just kills all the creeps within like 30 seconds. Then he has 30 seconds to do other stuff, like pull, grab bounty runes and stuff. So he's basically doing this safe lane by himself without needing a support. And the off lane doesn't really feel comfortable going here because there's no creep wave close to the tower, and he doesn't know what's going on in the lane because Terrorblade's never always, not very often there. So what he basically did in this laning stage was maximize his lane without the need of allies, which allowed them to roam. All these really good things that happened. And he's still getting a crap load of last hits. And he's also stacking the large game.
Yeah, I think that, like, I still, in early game, really don't have a good sensation of when I should be pushing the tower versus pulling.
Okay.
But, I mean, like...
Yeah, honestly, it's almost all about the diving, is almost all of that. Do you see why I went for this kill here?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty straightforward, like, our spirit hides.
And now this is where you actually want to push really hard.
For what reason?
There's no off-laner, and you have Metamorphosis up.
Okay, yep, that's correct analyzation.
He died. He died, Kevin. This is what I do. I do this, and so do pros.
Except that gank was like fucking next level. He's just like pushing a creep wave, and all of a sudden there's 4 heroes. He's stunned and he dies. before being unstunned. By 1 stun. That was like probably a 1.6 second disable and he went from full HP to nothing. It's like some next level shit. Like he actually got pressured a lot in this game. And it seemed like he basically was untouched for 5 minutes and then all of a sudden they just come out of nowhere and blow him up. It was very, very interesting to watch. It's like the difference between, 7K players who win TIs ganking you versus like 3Ks.
Yeah. Who I will ideally dominate today. I also really love how he's using the reflection to prevent the creep wave from bombing into his tower, making it easier for him to last hit and to maintain equilibrium.
And the other thing is he's always farming the dangerous parts with his illusion very often. Very common thing. And that's one of the things that you didn't do enough. You would basically you were kind of playing PL is what you're doing. You're like, I'm pushing a wave. I will spawn my illusions and they will help me push the wave. But instead what you should be doing is you can put them in different places unlike PL illusions. Therefore you should decide where to put them. So Metamorphosis off cooldown here. He uses it. This is going to force somebody to rotate to his lane. He can maybe use this to pressure the tower, but after pushing it for 15 seconds, somebody's going to show up. So now what he does instead is pulls the stack back, and he's going to kill this.
Oh, that's how he farms it.
He kind of gets hybrid. He gets both the tower harass in, but just enough so that by the time they rotate, he's out of danger, and then he uses the Metamorphosis to basically power farm a little bit here. Did you notice his Iron Talon as well?
Yeah, yeah. Super cured going off all the time. I just didn't get it because I just didn't understand how he was using it.
But I mean, if how does Terrorblade farm?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, when you mean how he farms, I don't know.
What is the way? What is the reason that Terrorblade farms very rapidly compared to other carries?
He has lots of illusions.
Okay, that's not right. Why does Sven farm rapidly?
Because he has cleave.
Okay, and cleave does what exactly?
AoE damage.
Okay, so maximizes the damage you deal, so that you kill creeps much more rapidly, pretty much.
Yeah.
But Terrorblade doesn't have cleave, so what is the way that he farms rapidly?
Oh, so he just gets an Iron Talon, so he's dealing huge chunked health / uses Metamorphosis?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily the reason. He basically farms really fast because he just does a shitload of physical damage. A shitload of single target physical damage.
Alright.
It's technically inefficient to have single target damage when you're farming, but because he just has so much of it, it makes it faster. So getting an Iron Talon helps him cut through those like higher HP heroes a little bit faster. And here again, the Earth Spirit basically ensures that he can get the kill on the Queen of Pain, which is pretty cool.
God damn. So he's also going for this Dragon Lance right away.
Yeah. At least right now he is. I believe he changed his mind later, but...
Yeah, because since you've brought up that you're not a big fan of it, I've seen a lot of people get it less, like way less.
Okay. It's definitely situational. There's some games where it's built every time, other games maybe not the case. So he again gets pressured. I mean, in his defense, there's no wards from his team on the enemy side of the map, which makes things tough, but...
No way, Mask of Madness. Everyone gets Mask of Madness. Everyone goes.
And what does Mask of Madness do?
Well, shitloads of additional attack speed, although it does kill your armor.
But you've got, he's already got 19 armor right now, so... really doesn't matter much. So again, it just gives him even more single target damage. It's a cool little bait here.
Invisibility.
So now we're basically into the mid game. One of the clip that I actually grabbed, we can just keep watching the replay if you want, if you find this interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's really fun.
For just 8 more minutes, because this is where I think a lot of my deaths have been coming from, that I'm like addicted to pushing lanes. And so like obviously it's just pushing some lane creeps here, using some cute, illusion to draw them in. But then then what's the play? Then where does he go? This is where I have a really difficult time knowing when not to be in lane.
Yeah. Totally understand that. But I think the cool thing about this game is that he did get pressured a lot. Like gank-wise, they ganked him very successfully the times they did, but he still ends up retaining a huge level of farm. One thing I forgot to point out, by the way, he had about 65 CS at about 6 minutes, I think. It was like a disgusting number of last hits. And now the way he's using Mask of Madness is largely just to increase his farm speed. So do you see what he did there? He basically used illusions, he kept pushing the lane with it. Now they see enemy heroes, and then he goes and hits up jungle creeps. Because this is safer, right? It's closer to his base.
Yeah.
If somebody TPs to defend him, they're going to be a lot closer. Whereas if he pushes the lane, much lower chances that he survives.
So this is where my previous mindset is like, oh my gosh, this is not actually that good a farm. I should be trying to push, say, the top area, because that's a lane that's getting pushed in.
Why do you think it's not very good farm? Because it's jungling versus lane?
Yeah, jungling versus lane, and the importance of pushing out lanes. You know, like even Bliss was talking about how if you're like in the jungle farming, you're not actually doing anything active. But
the difference is that, I mean, partially the meta here is going to be a little weird because it's higher level players, so there's obviously other factors that won't even be a case for you, but his net worth is still the highest in the game, barely. And the other really important thing is that the one neutrals that are actually still really worth getting are Ancients. And the way to kill Ancients is doing a shitload of physical damage. That's exactly what TV does.
Okay.
So that's one reason that TV can stay caught up. And I didn't see it as much this game, but in the next replay we watch, Aggressive just power farmed Ancients all the time that there was downtime, basically.
Yeah, so this is the same thing. He leaves his illusions to sit there in lane and farm.
Yep, push the lane, get some farm. He gets a tower kill. He TPs to the shrine to heal. That way he's in lane a little bit faster than TPing all the way back to Fountain. I thought that was kind of cool. And now he's just kind of farming nearby an area. And what does he do? He sends the illusion to the place that's dangerous, which is the mid lane. Very possible that they're sitting there looking to gank. Because maybe Quap is solo top. Maybe they're all sitting behind Quap. Maybe Quap's solo top to make them think that that they're all behind it, and then they sit 4 heroes mid, and then whoever goes to farm there gets killed, for example. Like, there's lots of options.
This is so helpful for me, just literally you answering all these questions about how the positioning works and positioning functions.
Same thing, continues pushing top, because now he's pretty far away from safety. Goes and hits up Ancients, which he can kill pretty fast with Mask of Madness. He didn't use Mask of Madness very well for farming, I didn't think, but he very often would use it to get somewhere faster, which again is less downtime, which means good things. Shadow Shaman shows up mid, so he doesn't really feel safe being there anymore, so now he backs up. I think they just smoke here. This is definitely, I mean, he still has been thinking about himself this whole time, but he's also able to now fit himself into this potentially very easily. Allies go for the long reach here.
Interesting that he just gets a Yasha and then just ducks out straight for the...
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Movement speed, obviously, which means that his illusions and his hero can get from lane to lane faster. They also get about 30 attack speed overall, which is a big difference for overall DPS.
Yeah.
He has HP still low, but if he goes to strength treads, he's got an extra 200, which is a huge difference. So.
Yeah, and the talent he's getting is the attack speed. I got the health regen in this, but that doesn't matter if you have Mask of Madness.
Correct. And I imagine that most pros will get attack speed, because that attack speed also applies to your illusions, I believe.
Yeah.
15 attack speed is huge over and you know, that's 15 attack speed when killing Ancients. It's 15 attack speed when pushing towers. All that stuff will really add up. And as long as you do a good job like tanking with your illusions, I think the next game that we'll watch, Aggressive didn't go any Mask of Madness or anything like that. And I think, I actually don't remember what talent he got, but I imagine it was also the attack speed. So push to the mid lane, doesn't feel safe anymore, sends his illusions. Sit near his team, maybe for team fight reasons.
He's way farther back all the time than I am.
Oh yeah, because you basically just run and you're like, it's time to fight. I'm PL. But if
I'm
you don't
Sven,
have your
here I go.
you just can't do that. You have to play safe until it is time to guarantee get a kill.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if he runs in and he gets chain stunned, like there's a charge, there's an arrow, there's a Shadow Shaman. That's 3 heroes that have tons of stuns. If he gets out of position, he dies. And to be honest, Quap probably has a Orchid about this time period. So until he gets BKB or Manta, he's actually really vulnerable to so many heroes. But instead, what is he doing? Staying top net worth, and he's still way up there. He's like 1,000 ahead of everybody now.
Fuck.
Because he's just farming fast. Ancients right there, 76 gold for the big one, 60 gold. That's a lot of gold. That's like what? That's like 200 gold for that one ancient camp. And he killed that really fast, like actually 15 seconds or something. 200 gold is like a creep wave, basically. So Ancients is definitely the big way to get farm here. And he's still always kind of near his team. I mean, a lot of this is game sense and like, oh, I know that my team will be there.
Yeah.
Or they know like where their opponents are likely to be, so they know where if there might be a team fight, so they start running a little bit earlier than you or I would. but
yeah, and it looks like by and large, this is like the first time that he's really crossed the river this entire game.
Radiant's middle
yeah,
tower
honestly, with this
is
hero,
under attack.
absolutely.
Is that common for Terrorblade in general?
It just depends what the state of the game is. This one's obviously very close, and he's not as greedy with his time, basically. Like, because he knows that they're going to respond faster and with better focus than might happen otherwise. Definitely. He actually got screwed there because he doesn't have quelling anymore. If he had quelling, he could have sundered the Prophet. I don't even know if I watched this far. I think at this point I didn't watch anything else.
Holy shit. Okay, dude, let's do the other game. Let's do the other game. Or you also provided some clips. Should we look through those, or should we just continue on with these?
I think, if I remember correctly, we already saw the clip that I made for that game. Pretty sure. Let me double check.
Shit,
it was basically included them in case you didn't want to watch like the 5 minutes leading up to that. We wanted to jump straight to it. In fact, I actually made a clip of the laning stage, so yeah, we're completely fine.
Right, dude, this is so helpful.
It helps to watch
so helpful. It helps.
So we can definitely watch your games. Because we can easily watch your games and be like, oh, these are all the ways you fucked up. But the problem is that you know, it doesn't teach us new things. It just helps you make a few less mistakes. Whereas sometimes you can just power level yourself knowledge-wise by watching somebody really good and learn some new tricks. Like I learned new Terrorblade tricks watching these replays.
Yeah, I mean,
like nobody.
Oh, go ahead. I totally just bombed in over you, man.
No, it's okay. Nobody knows all the best info unless you're the best player. And again, this is aggressive. He got second place at TI5.
Yeah.
To
and
EG.
he's just a super famous name. I mean, he's like one of those names that I knew before I even played Dota.
Yeah. It's really good.
David Serlin is this competitive fighting game player and designer. He said that if you play against bad players, or you're a bad player, you learn what not to do. But if you watch good players, you learn what to do.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely.
Or, you know,
like, why is that guy so out of position? I can kill him now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, similarly, if you're playing against someone better than you, they'll just show you what not to do. They'll show you all your mistakes by killing the shit out of you. And if you play against someone worse, you'll see all their mistakes way more clearly, so you'll start to get a better sense of what to do.
Okay.
And so similarly, like watching these good players play, it actually shows me what to do, and I would never be able to intuit that when I'm like trying to learn. I just, you know, I even started this entire episode saying, dude, my whole goal is not to be caught out. Yeah. That's like the entire thing. But this is giving me such a clearer, crisper picture of what I should actually be fucking doing.
Good. So I want you to focus on in this replay is the subtle differences in their laning stages. Now the other game said it had higher average MMR, but this is on China server. So China servers are the numbers are a little bit lower, despite the skill being probably the same or maybe higher.
Yeah.
So don't let that say too much. But obviously this is a much more well-known player. But the way he laned it was definitely different. First off, his starting items are different.
Yep.
Any ideas why he didn't get an extra set of regen?
Let's see. So, looking at the lanes, Luna is safe. Roaming is probably Spirit Breaker. Shaman's probably in the 5 positions. So the mid laner is then have to be Necrophos. So the off laner is Enigma.
Yep.
So why would
Do you know anything about Enigma?
I know all sorts of things about Enigma, but probably not the specific quality you're looking for. But I'm going to try to think through it. Okay. Frankly, I don't know why he wouldn't. Oh, because if he's summoning a lot of Eidolons, I want to make certain I'm getting this super fucking early? I don't know. Because you're still going to be getting it early anyways.
Yep, you're on the right track.
I don't know.
Basically, the Eidolons will be heavily damage blocked if you get Poor Man's Shield. And the other problem with Enigma offlane is that you're kind of like a lich. You just kind of deny range creeps and steal the experience, and the wave pushes towards you. But you're not actually very good at harassing, really, and you're not very good at killing the offlaner. That's it. So you kind of just like sit there. So he doesn't really need 2 sets of regen, in my opinion. So if anything, he's just saving himself 100 gold, and he can get away with it easy.
Oh, so this is much more about the damage quality of
Enigma as a lane. Yeah, that's my impression at least, because Enigma does not scare me if I lane against an Enigma. If anything, he's thinking like, I cannot wait to feed on Eidolons. And he can do that by either getting a fast Boots of Speed, so that he's faster than them and can chase, or maybe a fast Quelling Blade, as he has queued up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much always going to be getting a Quelling Blade as Terror Blade. Okay, so he sees that there is no ranged creep, so it looks like he's just going to push the wave immediately.
I mean, that's basically his only option, right?
Yeah.
It's going to push no matter what, so here he bought Quelling, and then he changed his mind and sold it, which I thought was interesting. So here's the Enigma finally showing up.
Jesus, look at what the fuck? Holy shit, they used Metamorphosis so early. Oh my god, he's farming Eidolons. Look at that. Dude.
So isn't that interesting? He didn't even use that to break his opponent's clarity. He actually just used it because he's like, I want to know that in this small skirmish where we will both lane against each other 1v1, that I will lane better than you. And he did that by using Metamorphosis to give himself ranged, plus 20 damage. He was able to kill one Eidolon, which was worth like 30 gold, and he denied a Clarity Potion. Completely worth it. And by the time he actually needs Metamorphosis, it's probably going to be off cooldown again. So here, the next thing he's doing is...
Oh, he breaks second Clarity.
Yeah, breaks Clarity, because then that guy doesn't have mana. He missed his roll, unfortunately, so that kill's pretty much impossible. Now they're a little overdived.
But that's okay, he used his Reflection to get on out. No problem. And now he wants the Quelling Blade due to the fact that he... This is my cat, by the way. My cat is learning to play Dota. Now you want the Quelling Blade because your damage is so much lower. Or I should say it's a more reasonable option now, but you don't need it at the start because you have Metamorphosis. That's so fucking sick. And look at that! He just used his illusion to pop that shit one more time. Holy shit.
So this is usually the part where you and I would basically dive until we die. But he left that one up for Earth Spirit to go for. And Earth Spirit was us in this example.
Earth Spirit is a representation of you and I diving together as a team. This cat is so cute. Yeah, see, this is part of the reason why I really like Quelling Blade. It's so much easier to last hit under towers.
Yeah, makes a big difference. So he's going basically the same items that you do. I thought maybe they would go Treads first, but the Aquila is just so much better for mana purposes. Gives you 3 int, and then obviously the passive mana regen over time. Like, Treads is good for Tread switching, but he doesn't really cast that many illusions early, so it's probably better to have, like, the trickle regen.
Yeah.
So this game was, like, his laning stage was much more normal. It's like, the laning stage was similar to how you probably lane it, whereas the last guy we watched was all about, like, multitasking, min-maxing. He was basically playing solo. This one, it was, like, aggressive, had a dual lane. They were like pressuring the off lane essentially. So it was more like pressure off lane and be efficient in lane, whereas the other guy was like, I'm playing solo, I'm just completely maximizing my farm and I don't care about the off lane hero that much. Wow. That's kind of the way I see it. So it's just a little bit of a different style in the laning stage. He didn't stack Ancient, or he didn't stack his large camp. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, there is... Holy shit, those poor Eidolons.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wow, I'm really amazed at the amount of Metamorphosis usage that is happening in this. Dude, he's at 40 last hits at 5 minutes.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Oh my god. This cat will not stop staring at me, man. It's like I'm in Children of the Corn or some shit. What is it, Despy? What do you want from me? I'm trying to learn Terrorblade. You've been fed, we played String. Dude, I can do this shit. I can do this, Kevin.
You can be aggressive. Alright, alright.
Oh! Oh my god, yeah!
And he can bother to look around the map while farming. It's incredible, dude. 48 last hits at 6 minutes, 12 seconds. It's like actually incredible. Now, some of those are neutrals, obviously, and he also got Eidolons is the other way that reason it's inflated a bit.
But still, I mean, if I like with Phantom Lancer, I average around like 55-ish at 10 minutes. So he's casually at 53. It's pretty good.
Definitely has more benefit here. Something every single Terrorblade in the 2 games that I watched did was they always tread switch to cast Conjure Image. They always go in treads to cast it.
Fuck, totally just forgot. Off my radar. Off the radar. It's weird because
really
like,
important.
Yeah, it's weird because there's for some reason it just does not click to me that it is when you want to do a spell tread switch. It's like when I'm Bristleback, I can go switch W switch switch, switch W switch switch. You know, it's like a specific to player thing. God, he fucking deals so much damage, man. What the hell? Yeah, I just need to be playing way more cautiously in the mid game and using my Metamorphosis way more in the early game and doing these pull techniques. Okay, yeah. Dude, I fucking...
Radiant's top tower is
I can do this. I can do this, Kevin. We are gonna up our international ranking.
It's impossible. It's over, dude.
Can't believe it's done this. So we're just gonna play some normal matches. I would love to.
We have to try to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to play ranked, because I don't know what your regular ranked is at. Because if you haven't, if it's still, because when you first started playing Dota, you were on like what 22, right? So if your regular ranked is that for party, then I'm gonna be 2,000 more than 2,000 MMR above you, which means we can't play together. So we'd have to play unranked.
Can I do the thing where I transfer over my international ranked party matchmaking thing?
Oh yeah, you probably. I don't know if it's enabled yet, but that might work. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, let's do it right after this, right? Okay, so.
Yeah. Honestly, this replay was really interesting. I thought it was way better than the last one.
Yeah, because I mean, I think a big thing that I'm noticing is like right here, like for the last 2 minutes, this is where I would be pushing the tower very aggressively.
Mm-hmm. Because you're thinking like, I need to use Metamorphosis or something.
Because I have determined that it is a correct thing to do. Like right here, okay, little optimization, sweet, but he goes back to lane, so we're at 7 minutes into the game. But he's doing a lot of jungling, and then he's like coming over here, pushing the lane in. This is where I would push ridiculously, stupidly hard, and
like all
do so for the rest of the entire early game. So here, where he pulls back, and he just stays pulled back for the next 2 minutes, is something that I just do not do.
Okay, do you know why he pulled back, though?
I assume that Enigma's 6 or something?
Yeah, Enigma's 6 and Enigma respawn. So even though they killed Enigma, it's still early game, so it's not like Enigma's gonna be dead until by the time the tower is down. It's like Enigma will respawn, therefore it's worth leaving. But if they were able to kill Enigma as Enigma TP'd back in or something, yeah, they'd probably stay and continue to hit it. Because then they know that the hero will be dead for longer than the tower will survive. So he's just blowing creeps up in the meantime. Plays a little safe. If Enigma's looking at him like that and approaches like that, it's dangerous, basically. It's like he knows you're there. It looks like he's setting up for something. Don't even give him the chance. Just walk away, basically. Look at this. He walked all the way mid, too.
Yeah.
It's like he just shows up to fights. This is like a very big thing that Aggressive did during TI5, actually. At that point in time, carries would basically just sit in their lane and farm like all the time. Like just all the time. It was like kind of too much. Yeah. It'd be like they'd play Luna or Void or some shit, and they would just sit in the safe lane instead of like going somewhere to get a kill. But Aggressive would play PL back then. He was like, his comeback with PL, it wasn't comeback with PL, but he kind of brought PL back in a big way, if I remember correctly, because he would go BOTs. So he'd basically just show up to every fight, essentially. Kind of similar to how he's doing this game.
Wow.
Here he is mixing damage between the Illusion and himself, just to finish off stacks. Naturally, there's some stacks from some of his supports. Those supports are helping him accelerate here a bit, but still a lot of it is he's showing up to a team fight, he's helping his team get at least about 1 kill, and then hits up the jungle again. And they still haven't gotten a tower yet, which is going to be really atypical in your games. But he's also got 91 frickin' last hits at 11.5 minutes.
Fucking god. And a lot of those are ancients too.
He's got some ancients, yeah. He goes really crazy on farming ancients later, but right now it's pretty jungle and lane creep focused.
You think I'm treating the other side of the river as like super safe in spots when it's not. Because like because like here, why is he doing that? Well, he sees 4 on the minimap on the bottom lane.
And Enigma is dead, so like he even uses Metamorphosis with that. I thought it was like, why did he use Metamorphosis? He didn't need to, but it worked. It worked because they were able to continue for the rest of the team fight here.
Yeah, and also it just like immediately shuts down the team fight. They all have to pull away.
And I personally thought Venge should have kept going there because she could have possibly swapped the Necro back, but I think she was just playing it safe. Like again, the playstyles are a little different region to region, but
yeah,
this is about where he starts like super jungling ancients. 150 gold for that Black Dragon.
I came here for a battle.
Oh my god. He's like almost
see how he plays this. doesn't have Metamorphosis, so he's not going to run in. He's going to let his illusions do what they can. And now,
wow.
Back to Ancients.
So do the little footsteps on the ground show for the enemies?
I believe so, yeah. It was like that in Dota 1. So, is it just for the Arcana? I can't remember. I think it is.
It's on your basic guys, because I don't have any Arcanas.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So yeah, it does. But it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's definitely something people have thought about before, though. Complain about, like, why would you... The Terrorblade is bad because your opponents can see where you're juking or something. But
yeah.
When you use Metamorphosis, it doesn't track, though. Illusions are really good at killing these because they count for each a hit. Both of the games I watched as well as against the Shadow Shaman.
Wow, so he just really does not cross the river, like, at all.
Unless shit's hitting the fan somewhere else.
Wow, and he's, like, standing behind. That's insane. They just go straight back to the Ancients. Oh my god.
Yeah, because he used Metamorphosis, he farms really fast right now, why not kill Ancients? Boom, he gets another 300 gold.
Boom indeed.
And the reason he's going Dragonlance this game is because his opponents have a lot of, like, dangerous abilities that stun and stuff like that, like Black Hole, Reaper Scythe, stuff like that, so he needs to have Force Staff so that he can navigate around the team fights a little better.
Well,
Metamorphosis ends, time to leave.
Oh my gosh, he's playing so much more conservatively.
But in the meantime, he's still actually farming ridiculously fast compared to everybody else. Because he never dies. When he shows up to team fights, he usually gets a kill here or there. He's got 5 kills, 0 deaths. He still has more last hits than everybody else because he just farms all the time. Like, this is maybe the most aggressive moment I think I had seen him play until this point.
Yeah.
Like, no Metamorphosis, under tower, no illusions, they know that's him. And in the meantime, he had illusions killing neutral creeps, which I would have probably done the opposite myself, maybe, but it worked because they were all busy other places. And again, back to Ancients for the 250 gold or whatever it'll be. That was like 175, 200-ish.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now he's got 10k net worth at 17 minutes, so.
That is a lot of net worth.
Mm-hmm.
What the
So slightly different builds than the last guy. I don't know if I'd say that he needed Mask of Madness this game, but it's maybe an option. Maybe it's just a playstyle difference. The other guy really likes it.
I've seen a lot of people get the health regen every single
yeah,
game.
it looks like, yeah, Aggressive got it too. So maybe that's the difference. If you go Mask of Madness, he feels comfortable going attack speed, whereas Aggressive feels he has to go health regen because he's jungling and doesn't have any lifesteal items.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. He's just sending his illusion down mid lane, and then he was already walking his way up to the top.
Yep, because he knew he was going to be late to the fight, so he just started walking early. And boom, he gets a level out of it. Come on. Super value. And gets to farm. So it was like kind of inefficient what he did, but he helped ensure that if the team fight was more even, and he got there a little bit late, he would still be able to impact in a strong way.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That just.
And where does he go? Back to Ancients, baby.
Holy fucking! Oh my god, man.
Still 0 deaths. Still disgusting net worth. Hasn't been a threat of dying.
Hasn't even been in the threat though of doing anything that huge on the other side of the map. He's just been very Ancients focused.
Again, that's just because they're good players, though. Because they're going to react to him pressuring a tower. Therefore, he only ever feels comfortable pressuring a tower for no more than like 15 seconds. Because if he pressures any harder than like 15 seconds, they're going to show up. So he just pressures them a little bit and walks away and goes back to Ancients. And every time that he sits on Ancients, he's got the magical shrine right next to himself. So it's like he's literally always protected doing Ancients, and they give him a lot of farm, and that is why TB works. Because he does so much single target physical that he's always safe because of shrines, assuming his allies have TPs.
Can I apply this same logic with Phantom Lancer? Is Phantom Lancer good at killing Ancients? I don't know the relative damages. Seems like he has okay physical damage, but not amazing.
It's okay. Yeah, a lot of PLs, though, is going to be from mana draining. And not all the Ancients have mana, so it probably works. but it's not going to be the same, not even close, because TB with Metamorphosis and Conjure Image is just so much more. It's just so much. Like, he just shreds through the little wards here.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
It's the best Echo Slam you've ever seen. And
#1 Echo Slam. I mean, I will say, though, part of me looks at this game and says, wow, the other team's actually doing a really good job of pushing
that was exactly what I was going to say. Because at this point, right, I watched the whole his player perspective the whole time. I'm like, he's 5-1-0. He's doing such a good job. They just lost their tower. They've felt so pressured on the map. But the reality is
I would have fed a
so
lot
much
in this game, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mean, like, better players will kill me more. I mean, like, I would have been far out on the map, trying to push, trying to do things other than this ancient stuff.
But a lot of the play is about being conservative, basically. He was forced there to ensure he didn't get black hold. Like, despite them losing that tier 3 tower, now they're on the map. Now they're taking a team fight. And they're going to get a tier 2. So it's like he's just guaranteeing that his ramp up continues. It's not like they lost everything. They just lost a tower. Yeah, they're going to probably lose their shrines. But it's so far into the game, and he's already so farmed that I don't even think it matters that much. And because they won that fight and Black Hole's used, now they feel comfortable taking Roche. I think this is the clip that I made for you, so we can just watch from here on out. We'll see how he reacts to this. So he's got no Metamorphosis. They're still hitting Roche. He's using illusions to look for heroes. He uses Mantas, sends the Mantas on the ward because he wants his team to have vision advantage if possible.
Yeah.
Walks in to use Reflection. They took Heartstop Aura for like 4 seconds there.
Yeah.
They win a little team fight, but they've got no illusions to tank that, so they basically have to go back. He forced himself to use Reflection so that the Enigma would take damage, so the Enigma couldn't blink. Sends his illusions in, instantly those things are shredded. It was incredible how fast they died.
Back to Ancients.
Back to Ancients. And Trining, because he obviously wants to run into the Roche pit. Made a small mistake with the Shrine health. Do you see how he didn't touch the Necro?
Yeah.
He only went for the Luna, because he knew that that was going to be his Sunder target.
Awesome! Man.
And Shadow Shaman sacrifices himself for the Necro survive. And they let him get the kill, and everything continues. So it's like, they get Roche, they get Aegis. He still hasn't died. He's 7-0-6. He's got 4k more net worth than the Luna. If he ever fights her head on, she dies for sure.
Wow.
And now he gets BKB to ensure that he doesn't have to worry about magic damage anymore. Lincoln's doesn't really work because they can charge. Sorry?
TB? Is BKB a common item on Terrorblade?
I would say yes. Lincoln's is more rare. It's like Lincoln's is more like you're against a Legion commander or something like that, and you don't want to get dueled. But BKB kind of solves all the problems. This game he doesn't have to worry about Shadow Shaman disables, doesn't have to worry about Eclipse. If he gets charged, he doesn't take magic damage. The only downside is BKB, or Black Hole still locks him down. He doesn't have to worry about the Necro ulti. That's a big thing, obviously. And look, pushes forward a wave or two. Sends illusions out to pressure instead. And looks like there's maybe still...
this puppy up.
This fight he actually got kind of wrecked there. So this is his first death. He got ward trapped by the Shadow Shaman, so he had to break through the wards, and then he got BKB Black Hold afterwards. Or Black Hold during BKB. But he probably felt confident in that fight because he had a DD, is why he ran in a little bit more aggressively than normal, so... Yeah, interesting, huh? So I think what we should do is
every time I hit the wrong button. Every time. There we go. Now we're in the right world.
I think what we should do for the first game is I'll coach you, and then you'll hopefully have a good TB game, and then we can put TB to bed and start playing some new heroes. How does that sound? Sound okay?
So, well, first thing I want to do is figure out how to move over my MMR.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so click International Ranked.
Clicked.
And now there's a...
Under 40 games played? Oh, shit, Kevin. No, I have like a 2.2k team rank thing, man.
I did not know that that you had to play 40 games. I had no idea.
Nor I, my friend, nor I.
I could transfer mine. I'll lose 62 MMR if I do that. but that's not going to be enough. So you're 600 MMR too low to play with me in regular ranks, so we're going to have to play normal when we play, which is fine.
Which is great, yeah, because, I mean, frankly, I'm more interested in learning how to play Terrorblade than getting points.
Okay.
I just gotta adjust this setting on my thing real fast.
But yeah, why don't you just play ranked right now? Wait, no, it'd be solo ranked then.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah, your call. Actually, we can't because I'm coaching.
I mean, you won't be able to be a coach, like, in-game coach, but you'll be able to just, like, see the game.
Your preference? Would you rather play ranked and have me watch through Skype, or would you prefer to just play normal and have me in-game?
Let's do a normal one and have you in-game, man.
Okay. Then we're all set then. Just start the queue.
It does not show you in my... Oh, there you are. There you are. It does show you in my party. Oh my god, I'm used to showing up together place. Ha! Alright. Now, while this is happening... Oh, wow. It popped immediately. I'm going to use the restroom ultra ninjetti fast.
Yeah, go fast.
He's running!
I am ready for Sean to have Terrorblade down, so I don't have to worry about him feeding him when we play together.
10 seconds.
It's just a little bit of a hard hero to come back if you're not ahead. But if you play conservatively like those guys did in those 2 games, then you can be really far ahead, always do a shitload of damage, and always stay ahead. But if once you get behind on the hero kind of sucks, is the problem. Hopefully by the time he gets back, he's still allowed to play a carry. Ooh, it's not looking good, guys. Basically, he's not going to write any. Okay, we got some more time. He's probably going to be too late. Which may ruin the whole episode. I would say...
I'm coming. I hope no one's chosen Terrorblade because we're going to lock that fucker in instantly.
Right.
Woo!
Go. Take it. Oh god, hurry.
We'll do Safelane carry.
Just pick it, Sean. Just fucking pick it. Pick it.
This is the problem.
Pick it, Sean. Pick it.
10 seconds
Pick it.
remaining.
Pick it. Just pick it. Before this guy takes
Yes!
it. Okay.
I'm
This
rather be with you.
Chaos Hawk guy. He's been sitting here like trying to figure out which carry he wants to. He's like Meepo, PA.
Whew.
That was close. So now your PA is forced off lane, which is fine. Let him do that if he wants to. Alright. So, you're probably going to be against a Clockwork. What are your thoughts on laning against a Clockwork?
Ouch. My water bottle fell over. My understanding is that he does quite a lot of damage with his little pew, pew,
Yep.
pew, pew ability. So, but is that magical or physical?
It's magical, and it hits a random enemy nearby. So that means if you're standing in your creep wave, it's not going to do shit to you, because it's mostly going to hit creeps. It also means if you have a bunch of illusions, it's not going to do shit to you, because it's going to hit your illusions mostly. So if you get like cogged and battery assaulted, you should just summon an illusion, and that'll help offset some of the damage taken.
So I actually probably don't need an extra set of savviness. I can get Poor Man's Shield right away, depending on what they do. Well, there might also be a Ricky in lane.
Yeah.
Might also be a Sand King in lane. Ugh.
I would probably go for the 2 sets of regen just to be safe.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what's going to happen. They also might fight you at the rune, which means it might be nice to have extra regen. If anything, it'll probably be like... It's either going to be like Clockwork Ricky or Clockwork Sand King, I think.
So they
Troll
basically
is...
super need a mid.
Sorry, what'd you say?
They super need a mid.
Yeah. Troll is pretty good against your hero in some ways because he can AoE blind. So that means you and your illusions are going to miss him 60% of the time. So later you're going to want to probably either stay a little bit away from him, or if he uses his spin, then you can use Manta. And upon doing that, you'll remove the blind from yourself as an option. Okay. Yeah. They also have Silence from Ricky and Stun on Sand King, so those are kind of dangerous for using Sunder, but I mean, you do so much damage, realistically you could just turn and kill somebody in Smoke Cloud in most cases. I mean, you'll probably miss a bunch, but...
That's what I'm gonna do, man.
It's a BKB game, basically. It'll stop all of those issues, except for the Troll Bash. It's actually not that bad of a TB game, I think it's okay. And it definitely seems like a Dragonlance game, because you're gonna want Force.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this first, and probably this second, probably this third, so I'm just gonna queue them up. Kevin, could you hit me with your rendition of a penis right up here by the by this rune right here? I really want to take a look at your artistic abilities. All right, here we go. Whoa! Oh my God! I don't know what direction this thing is going in. What happened? What is?
I just want to integrate the natural topography, you know?
Oh, is that what's happening? Oh, I see, because this is... Alright. I was like... Kevin! I was like, Kevin! What happened to it?
Is that not how yours is shaped, dude? What's wrong?
My penis also contains several trees, so I really think that you hit the elements that are the salient elements of my penis.
Good.
Watch them flee.
Oh.
I agree with him. Definitely spam. Just like, do you have that right click to auto spam thing on? You know what I mean?
No, I can spam quickly enough.
Spam the shit out of that. Don't let that Ricky take it. If he takes it, that's a bad thing. I don't know if your allies actually have regen or detection. You have 1 sentry on Tryin.
I steal ahead.
The battle begins.
Coin of the realm.
Rather be with you. Yeah.
Ricky and Clock are top for some reason. Maybe sinking off lane, I guess.
Shriek when you see me.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah, it's cool.
Watch my path.
I'd rather be with
So once your Tryin gets in lane, you can
What?
probably pressure the shit out of the sinking, okay?
Hi.
You just gotta go invis and then... Probably should have waited until the Tryin gets in position, because then he gets a root. Stop
Wanna be
taking the range
cool.
creep.
Should I actually be pushing this lane here?
It was kind of pushing anyways, so you're doing fine though. Somebody should go back and pull. Hopefully they handle that.
God, this range is so ridiculous.
Alright, that's pretty good. You can just hang out here and deny if you want to. I don't think anybody will roam, most likely. Clock is top, so worst case it's like a Ricky or something, but just walk away, walk away. There's no creeps. That was close. If he bro striked you, you could have lost a lot of HP.
Yeah, I mean, I still lost quite a bit.
Okay, good. Glad you got boost first. I think that was the right move here.
Yeah, okay,
Get up
so...
there. You can deny.
Yeah. Well, I'm always slightly scared due to the caustic finale.
That's fair. So you guys are kind of prepped to disable him. Just kind of keep an eye on the sinking, maybe.
So I think I do this to... Actually, I can do this to prevent the wave from pushing into range, except for that one, which will be right in range.
Shouldn't have let that die. That's the only mistake you made. Just push basically, because they're pulling. So you just need to kill as fast as you can. That's what you should be thinking right now.
Well, so this is what I was seeing in those games, that he would freeze it, like right here.
Let your hero tank it, not the illusion, because your illusion's about to die.
Oh,
You need that to stay alive for 30 seconds. Just auto attack with it now.
Ah! Sorry, my hotkeys were messed up, so everything was going wrong. Everything was going wrong, I tell
Alright, you did it. You de-aggroed in. It's gonna die now.
Yeah. Fuck
You
that
just
up.
you just lost 30% of your damage from letting that die.
Totes my
So you're
goats.
kind of doing the right thing, but you're slightly off.
Yeah, super messed up those hotkeys for sure. Can you go on this guy?
There's nobody. Excuse me. Nobody in your lane.
Uh-oh.
Just. It's fine. Just have to wait till it pops if it pops. Yeah, it does. Nice.
Ugh!
It's very good. You can just go get the plane if you want. Honestly, just go walk over there. You can't do shit to you. Oh, don't send me the creep pipe.
Yeah. I am Well, I just don't want to miss these last hits. Oh,
If
I'm
you
by
just would've
myself
went
again.
right
Okay.
away. If you went right away, you would have been fine. Just hit this guy. You have so much more armor than him. Did you see the Ricky just now?
Yeah, yeah. So, technically it turned out okay.
Shriek when you see me.
So I should just go right now, right? Like this?
Yeah, probably. Your last tango too.
Play.
If you had anybody with detection down here, you could definitely kill this guy.
Can I even try?
Too bad. I mean, it's probably not worth it. Like, I wouldn't metamorphosis is what I'm trying to say, but if you had a dust, this guy is super easy kill. Because you were behind him already, so.
Yeah. So I actually don't really need this guy to be here.
You could run it at the Sand King as well if you want.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Shriek when you see me.
I'm still in the courier mid. Don't mind me.
Darkness.
Okay, so now I'm just in.
Illusion. That's okay.
Fear he
Farm mode.
fears nothing.
All right.
Is that what you meant? What you were gonna say?
I'm having trouble talking and lasting at the same time. One moment. Yes. So now I'm just like doing the solo carry shit that I saw our hero do last time. So I'm going to look to. Oh wait.
Push is great.
Why is push great here?
Because the wave is pushing anyways, and you can do a side pull.
Is it stacked though?
No, but it's okay. Just do it. It's too late now, but you should have prepped a conjure image there to do so. Because this next wave could have been side pulled. You can also meta here, honestly, if you want to. Just meta and right click the guy. He's gonna use Sandstorm, and he's gonna get away.
Oh,
Okay,
what the fuck?
that was... Save your illusion, save your illusion. They're super valuable damage-wise. Alright,
Yeah.
now you're pushing, you're dealing damage to tower. Just don't lose your illusion, okay?
Sir, yes,
You
sir.
got another you got another conjure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aqua
thank
on,
you.
Aqua on. You need
Thank
the
you.
armor for your creeps.
He hasn't left. Okay.
Dire structures are
Matchmaking works. Come on, guys.
I would just select both together. If you keep trying to micro it, just select them together. You're making it overly complicated, I think.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Got him. Didn't get him.
That's actually good though, because you careful on your illusion. No.
I know, I fucked up. No! No!
Meta ended. You can just fight that guy, really. There's no way he trades well with you. Okay, it's an illusion, but you'll get gold. That hero does 44 damage, physical, to your front, and you do 92, and he has like maybe 6 armor, and you have 17 or whatever, so you will always trade well to Ricky's face. Or are you doing a side pull, dude?
Yeah, I'm not sick.
You are gonna die now, probably.
Still
It's
doing
okay though,
side
just
pull,
run.
which is awesome.
You actually might live if you just run straight.
Alright, body block myself.
I think you're going to live. Oh,
Well,
that's
no big
good.
deal.
Hit the bounty rune on the way home.
Watch them flee.
And I would maybe spawn an illusion. It's your call though. Is that even there? I didn't even see. Alright, it's not. Run home. Wait, you could shrine, I guess. Eh.
Can I steal the shrine?
Yeah, wait for the tryin. Do it now, before you die. Just in case Ricky's there.
Watch my path.
Honestly, I think you should just stay by Ancients, maybe. Stack it. Can you go back to Ancients and stack it?
I don't have
That's
the
too late.
time.
I think if you just stayed, stacked it, and then used Metamorphosis, it might have been okay.
Your
Or
tower
just kill the
is
Sand King.
under attack.
God, I wish you guys had a fucking dust.
He doesn't have any mana.
Keep attack moving, that's good. This is the kill if you attack move well. Nice.
Attack moved okay.
Oh, hey Ricky. Nice. Now you're
No!
pushing. That's good. You can get treads. Your illusion's tanking.
Thank you.
I would just hit building door and buy your treads for now.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'm already here, so what do you know?
Because by the time you get back, your meta is going to be gone. You could have done like 100 damage or something.
Oh, fuck. It's ranged. It's an aura thing.
Yep.
So this seems dangerous.
That's fine. Problem is you're tanking damage.
Yeah, so what I should do is... Whoa.
I think you're trying way too hard with your hotkeys here. You should just drag select way more often.
Trying to be a pro gamer now.
Well, it's definitely hurting you here, I think. Fly out some clarity potions, maybe. Maybe an infused raindrop might be okay too. It's up to you though.
Alright, so I'm just gonna chill for a little bit and reorient my brain. So I want to push this.
I would play back. If Ricky's here, you could easily die.
Fuck, that deals so much damage. Holy shit.
Watch them flee.
Okay, so I'm going to ferry out this and this. And...
Bring like 2 clarities, because you're going to need probably more over time.
Okay. So I'm trying... Okay, so I'm doing a little too much thinking right now. So I'm going to just focus on last hitting for a moment and not worry too much about it. See, I can tell that, like...
You're going to die. You're dead. Oh, he has no mana. That's the only reason. Hit troll. Never mind. He had no mana, that's why that was safe to do. Because he was also getting hit by the blast. It's okay though, just don't use the illusion.
Fuck, man. I don't know how
You can
to
sub now
do this.
safely if you want.
I'm actually gonna get Sunder, man.
That's fine.
Your silence is golden.
Perfect.
Okay, so you...
Should be able to pressure and kill the tower here. Drag select your illusion.
No, I was gonna do the stack.
Oh.
Where the fuck? Alright,
That's-
I de-hockeyed my hotkeys again, man. I gotta be just a right-click.
Hit the tower, just hit the tower. This is the moment. Just don't let him deny you. Okay, good.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay,
It is
so
time,
this
definitely
is
time
where-
to back.
Yeah. Alright, power farm the jungle. Power farm the
Meta
jungle.
was down. You could send your illusions to the wave if you really want to. Send them to the wave to get last hits, but you'll have to watch them. Or you can power farm jungle. Definitely, if you're not tread switching, sit on agility treads when you're auto attacking.
Yep.
Don't tank it fully by yourself. Let the one that's about to expire tank. You're still thinking this whole time, by the way.
Well, that was okay.
My stride.
You're missing 150. Let the low one tank, if possible.
Yeah, you. I want you to tank. Ugh.
Easiest way is run that one closer to them in proximity, and then you de-aggro with everybody else. Because they'll always re-target the one that's closest to them. You go bounty rune, that would have been a better way to spend this 5 seconds, I think. Before the respawn.
Yeah.
Watch them flee.
Just go into lane then. Here we go.
Sounds good.
Strike a nerve.
Okay, so now I'm gonna work my way towards the ancients.
Sure.
My mouse keeps sliding outside of my screen of Dota. Whoops.
Pull that one back. Perfect.
I'm doing it, Kevin. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing it. It's happening. It's happening right fucking now.
Your Treant just carry to dust with him. You and him could kill the Sand King every single time. Wish he did that.
Alright.
Your top tower is under attack.
Alright. I should be doing this right now.
It's a good stack if you can get it. Stack it, stack it. Oh, it's too late.
Oh,
Is under
fuck no.
attack.
I was busy doing my tread switchiness. I'm feeling so proud of myself.
Watch my path. Not yet.
Edgy on your hero now.
Thank you. So this is where I...
Your top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
So this is not what he would do. He would actually cut to mid lane and then cut to the other ancients.
I think
Okay.
so.
I see what I'm doing wrong.
But more importantly, you should probably just get something done with meta, which I think is most easily done just by heading mid.
Oh, yeah.
Shadowfiend can push the wave really fast anyway, so Just keep summoning conjure images as soon as you can, and then by the time you get there, you should have really strong meta army.
Your top tower has
Swing the
fallen.
tower so he knows that you're... I think you used that too early, probably. Yeah, maybe. It's probably fine.
Could be. Now, for my next item, should I be getting the...
I would go dragon.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, dragon first is probably fine. You could also go force if you feel like it, but
Your
it's
top
fine.
tower
Just keep
is
hitting.
under
Yeah, okay.
attack.
This is... Yep, we overstayed. You need to get out of the smoke cloud. He's gonna die. So you see, like, we definitely overstayed. He never would have pushed that long. He would have
Okay.
pushed for, like, 80% of that, and then back. Because at that point, they're gonna respawn. But this is perfect. Go to Ancients.
Okay.
Agi treads. Oh, they have a ward. Sunder if you can.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. I literally completely forgot about Sunder as an ability. Oh my
Didn't
god.
matter.
It
You were dead.
never occurred to me. Fuck.
You were super dead. They had a ward there. Or there was an Invis hero following you. They probably followed you from the mid lane to see where you're jungling. That's why that was dangerous.
Your middle tower is under attack.
They're having themselves a good game. Clockwork is 4-0.
Glyph if you can. Q glyph.
Radiant structures are
Very well.
fortified.
Live him kick.
Oh my god, you got it. Man, if you didn't get that echo, that would have been a really bad fight.
Twist up my knife.
Okay, so maybe this was incorrect to do. To go this way? Yeah, I think that maybe I should be more in a middle-ish area of the map.
I think it's okay. You know, honestly, I would consider getting a force staff before you make Dragon Lance this game. As crazy as that is.
Darkness.
Because if you get force first,
Fuck.
and you get smoke clouded by Ricky, you can just force yourself out.
She's a long road.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you'll make Dragon Lance afterwards. Because I feel like that's the only way you die, is stunned or cogged under a smoke cloud. This is a good time to retreat.
Look at me go. Look at me go. Zach.
Tis a solemn undertaking.
It's
And
not
maybe
much
we
more
should have had you get the attack speed perk, because you're about to make a force staff, which gives you ring of health anyways. But we didn't think about that until now, so...
Their exchange.
And now it's fine for me to always tank because my health regen is so high.
Has fallen.
Yeah. Maybe
My
should have
kind
had
of
you
thing.
continue
Ooh.
pushing there, maybe, but nah, probably not. It's too dangerous. You could rotate. Ooh.
Yes, my stride.
If anything, get to the sentry. Just start auto attacking. Get ready to sunder somebody. Good, nice. Just hit the troll, I think. Just hit him. He'll die, probably. Just hit him. Just attack. Yeah, it works too.
Fucking fuck. Yeah, sorry. I got slightly thrown off in the middle of that.
I don't know what Ricky maxed. Maybe he maxed Smoke Cloud, but
I was
feel
missing
like
a
he-
shitload of shots.
yeah, I saw that. I just think he might have died if he just sat and blocked. Because you wasted so much
Yeah,
time
yeah.
walking out of Smoke Cloud and chasing the claims.
When I was
and-
walking out, I was trying to get power treads on strength,
Okay.
which was already too late. I think I should just be staying on strength for a lot of this game instead of trying to like do that. And then once I get better with Parablade, I can be better at tread switching.
Okay, that's a good idea. But you do have tread switching issues on every hero you play. That's the other problem. Good TP.
Let's
Get
see
Ring
all
of
the
Health
heroes
when you
that
can
I
from
play
the
a
side
lot.
shop.
What'd you say?
I would get Ring of Health from the side shop when you can. It'll probably pay off.
Pretty good at tread switching on Sven and Bristleback and folks like that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it is hero based.
Here. Well, it's more just like whenever I'm playing any hero, like new, I just will miss tons of stuff. This is sort of like what I've slowly found out.
Watch them flee.
Is this okay to actually fight this?
It's very dangerous now. You need to run.
I ran the
Just
wrong
did
way.
way too
Oh, you have that there. Okay.
Because Sand King can burrow strike you. As soon as you went in on him, the Ricky showed up, so then you know Ricky's there. Which was already just dangerous.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
So you basically needed to run immediately. And also, while you're in Smoke Cloud, Sand King started channeling his ulti. Because he knew that you guys couldn't interrupt it. And then you ran north
Cloud
rather than
is-
south.
Oh, you have a fucking miss rate in Smokescreen.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why we need a force staff, so you can get out of it easily.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I think do you have a TP scroll? Can you TP on him? Kinda dangerous.
Your bottom tower
I think you
is
should go
under
if you can.
attack.
TP one, go now. So you're gonna have metamorphosis, so
The enemy's top tower is
smoke
fallen.
cloud's gone. This is your kill. Kill sinking.
Die! God damn it,
It's
die.
faster than you, unfortunately.
Are you serious?
Yep. Oh, you actually okay, maybe that'll do it.
He's going shit.
Your
Sick.
bottom tower is under attack.
Your problem is that you walked into melee range summoned. You should have basically metamorphosis in trees and then walked out and hit him like twice.
I was silenced when I was in the trees, that's why I had to walk out. I thought, at least.
I feel like you did it wrong. Like the smoke cloud was like deep in the trees. As soon as as soon as you walked out of the trees, you should have metamorphosis. Like you basically walked. While you hit creeps, when you hit creeps, I'll draw it on the ground to show you. I think what you did. Just like walk to ancients or something. Oh, just hit him. Yeah, perfect. Again, nobody on your team has dust. Just type and ask your team to buy dust or some shit. Because it's actually ridiculous how little they have dust. They just never have dust. You should really not be in here. Nobody's going to bring detection. Therefore, what are you going to do? Stand there for Ricky to show himself?
He was on the other side of the trees, so I just wanted to run up.
Ancients? Okay, good. Alright, look at your tier 1 really quick. The bot lane. The smoke was like this. You basically walked like this and then chased. You should have just walked, like, cut him off this way with metamorphosis.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's
Yes, that's 100% what I did. I walked out and started to try to right-click him with my melee self.
Yep. Rather than just walking out, getting range, and just attacking the beam until he dies.
Oops, I'm
They're
not
pushing
sure.
bottoms once you start walking bot. But send
Start
your illusions
walking
mid.
bot?
Yeah, walk bot. Grab bounty on the way, and then head to the tier 1. Because by the time they get there, the creeps will hit the tower, and if you don't have a TP, then you won't show up, and then you guys are just going to ditch your tower.
Hitting my stride, coin of the realm.
And summon an illusion wherever I start leading that. The one in the mid is just sitting there.
Cut and
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Just hit the creeps and pull them back a little bit. You don't have to sit there and fight, but just at least pull the creeps to the left a little. It's generally safe. That way if they dive you, they have to like wrap around or something.
darkness. A twist of my knife.
Your team is pretty useless against Invis heroes. They actually have no idea what to do, I don't think.
That's okay. I don't really care too much. We're like in an unranked game.
Keep pushing. I think you can keep pushing a little.
Really? Okay, so this is the lesson that I feel like I learned from watching those other guys play, is they don't actually push.
They'll push up to here basically, and they won't go farther. And I just think you can do this because there was all this action by your secret shop. So I feel like you can get away with this like second wave here. All right, cool. So now you've got 4 staff. So when shit hits the fan and you get smoke clouded or cogged in by clock, then you can force yourself out and then choose to fight. Okay.
Crushing skirmish.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
You moved your hero.
Holy motherfucker.
It's okay. You did good there. You got most of the last hits. The tower's being pressured. This is all good. One thing you're missing is maybe a TP scroll would be good, but just head to Ancients, grab the bounty rune, stack the Ancients, and then kill the Ancients. And keep summoning images. Actually, just start walking mid. There's going to be a fight. Wrong skill. Just head mid. Don't worry about the stack. Meta whenever you can. Cool. I maybe would have gone for the links on the back, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Actually, you definitely could have, because I forgot you had force. Alright, you can kill this guy for sure.
got him.
Nice. Good help.
I'm the best, man.
So do you feel comfortable pushing all the way here?
Oh yeah.
And why is it different than what happened in the replays you watched?
Well, everyone's dead.
Dire's
No, my whole team's here.
And the players in the 7K games, they play so carefully that one hero is basically all that ever dies, 2 heroes. So they never feel comfortable going all in for towers like this.
The enemy's middle
You could just
tower has
keep
fallen.
pushing, and then push with your illusions and just walk away with your hero.
All right. Watch this. I think I did learning. I did learning and kill these.
That works. They never really aggressively jungled, but I think this is okay. Do you want to get the bounty?
Well, I actually don't. It feels
Alright, now
very
you need to
great
run.
to me.
You need to leave. Run. Are you watching the map, dude?
Yeah.
There's somebody like right next to the bounty right now, like right here.
Really?
If
I
you can.
didn't see that.
Oh yeah, they ran from mid lane. They're looking at you right now. To be even running left, I think is probably a mistake. I think it's better if you run straight
I'm like
down.
spamming straight down right now.
Alright, but now that you got the Hurricane Pike, you shouldn't be dying to Smoke Cloud. You should be able to escape a lot of danger. If Clockwork is going to hook you, by the way, you usually want to save the Force until after he hooks you, okay? Because if you use it early and then he hooks you, then you've used your Force anyways, okay? And send your illusions to bot lane to push while you're running. But priority number 1 is definitely run with your hero.
We even disconnected our tryin.
You're definitely doing better than your last couple of games, though.
Oh god, yeah. Fucking, oh my god, yes.
Alright, good luck. Yep, this is fine. Wait for the hook, and then you're going to force afterwards, okay? I think that's better. Sinking does not have a TP. I don't remember if Troll did. I mean, honestly, you could probably force right here and be okay. Even if he hooks you. You just have to wait to conjure image until after he hookshots you. That way, realistically, you should probably save your Force.
Yeah.
Just run and save your Force. Oh, the Ricky's here. Alright, you're actually fucking dead. Use conjure, or use your first skill. Alright, you're gonna live because they're bad. You can maybe turn this, but... Alright, let's get in there. Wow, they actually just crossed the whole map. Thunder? Thunder!
Oh!
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh fuck, come on.
Get him.
One fucking time. That missed chance was so brutal.
Probably need to run now. Just hit Ricky. Yeah, you're fucking dead.
Dude, the reason I didn't kill him was the missed chance under smoke screen. I just need one more click on Clinks. I think that was okay. I think that was just close.
It was okay. I think it was alright. If you had the little... trying to think of things you maybe could have min-maxed better.
Less than I normally do, which is...
Your Force was good. Used Reflection a little bit late, I think. Initially. Like, once they missed their hook shot, you should use Reflection early. But I don't think that matters that much. I don't think it made a difference in you dying or not. That was okay.
That's a lot of health. Clinks has just so much health. What's giving him all that fucking health, man? I have these.
His ultimate.
Oh, that's right. Right. Why?
Can you TP what? ASAP? This is definitely a meta party.
Alright, I'm gonna kill my arch nemesis, Ricky.
Probably should have focused somebody else.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
The reason you should have killed somebody else is because Ricky could have just ultied if he wasn't stupid. And also he's worth less gold than other heroes. Just a lot harder to kill, basically. Try to meet up with your team. We're still trying to get this kill. Go get him. Oh god, you could have just echoed. Alright, well they got him. Illusions? Here you go. Oh, okay. You cancelled one of your attacks there. Yeah, just keep fighting. You can keep fighting with those guys. You're losing some like team fight efficiency because you're missing some attack moves and stuff. I think that's what's hurting you the most.
Yeah, I have not been attack moving very much.
Because you have no control, like disable really. You have to be very particular with who you choose to kill, based on who you think you can kill in time, and you're misreading that slightly, which is hurting you a lot.
Oh yeah.
So summon again, conjure, and just push out bot, and then walk to where your Caudal is, I think. Yeah. Well, I'm coming.
Okay, so I should just run out.
Yeah, probably. You should probably, yeah, swap your TP in, most likely. Perfect. The Troll's actually pretty underfarmed, so I don't think you should be too worried or anything. Keep summoning. You can send that to like Ancients to stack or something. Second. You're gonna be a little late, maybe. We'll see.
I think I'm okay on this one, because this one is like the tiniest hitbox ever. Got it.
They're probably in your jungle.
Oh.
But I...
Woohoo!
It worked. Alright. Send your illusion into the scout, because you guys can definitely collapse now. Because you've got meta and all this other stuff. Alright, it's time to fight. Kill that troll. Force your hero. Perfect. Kill Ricky now. Nice. Another hero. You're gonna maybe want to Sunder earlier than Sunder or something. Yeah. Don't turn. You turn too slow. Well, that works. Not bad.
Okay.
Agility treads right now while you heal.
Thank you. Okay. That fight went significantly better than most of my fights, historically.
Yeah, that one was good. Small mistakes, but like you ran too much from sanking, which meant that you read the team fight wrong about how safe you were, and as a result, when you did choose to chase, you were farther away than you should have been. So you lost some potential there as well. But it was definitely very good for your gold, that's for sure. That's Manta finished. Oh, you're headed Ancients. I was like, where the heck are you going?
Where the heck am I going?
Summon.
Oh. What do you mean, where the heck am I going?
I was confused. I thought you were in push mid or something, but then I remembered Ancients being OP.
Oh shit, nice.
God, that idiot. The Shadow Fiend got the 15% life steal perk. He messed up so bad, actually.
Really? Is that bad?
Yeah. Because, oh, I guess the souls. It just limits his right click, basically. It's still terrible, though. You should never get the 15% life steal on him.
Okay.
Because the other perk gives you... It's actually so bad. Because Ags lets you get more souls. So that means the +2 damage per soul perk gives you even more damage. So he gave up... like 92 damage or something. Basically, he chose 15% life steal over 92 damage. Not worth it.
Not worth it. Alright, ship it.
Cool. So you got Manta now. So next item, what do you think?
I really think Skadi. I like Skadi.
I think
do
that's
I
fine.
need BKB? Not really. I don't feel any threat from this as much as...
That's those. I had the same thought. It's like BKB is your option because it's really good against your heroes, but do you need it? The answer is probably no.
If you dust, we can kill this guy. He's like right here.
Let's go
Let's
clock.
just push top.
You should have wrapped around behind, like this way. So now your approach is less than ideal.
Shit. That was really bad.
So because the way you walked, you felt like you had to use force to go in. So you basically lost your force stat because you walked in a bad direction in the first place.
Dude, it's so crazy because, like, very clearly I play too many characters with blink because I was trying to come in from an angle that I thought was more safe, but, like, I literally am not able to deal damage then.
Yep, and your hero's slow, especially when Metamorphosis, so you have to get
Do you
behind
move
the
slower
retreat.
with Metamorphosis?
Yep, 30 movement speed.
Your bottom tower
Which makes sense, because if you have the same movement speed and you have range damage, then your mobility is kind of like insane. Oh, he used it. Okay. Conjure image. There you go. The guy in the front's not doing anything big.
Yeah.
Use your first skill.
Ah, shit.
Works really good against carries, basically.
enemy's top barracks has fallen.
So good though.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
We're getting out of here.
It's your skill. First one.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Very good against. You'll probably walk away now. Chances of killing him are low. Yeah, I think Scotty is a good move. Butterfly could be the pick too, because they have a lot of right-click heroes. Butterfly might be better, to be honest. Because they've got Ricky who's right-click, they've got Troll, and they've got Clinks. All three are right-click based, so I'd maybe go Butterfly, but I think Scotty's pretty much equivalent in terms of goodness here. Yeah, if he just does that, just right-click him. It doesn't even matter. Like, his shit will end and then it'll be over. Smoke screen will go away and then you just don't have to care anymore. Only negative is you have no mana, but it doesn't even matter because you have Sunder for 0 mana.
Sunder doesn't... Oh my mother. Dude, the number of times that I've told this courier to go to where I want it to go. And then it has been snapped from me by a bastard. Do I chuck the shield?
Yeah, I would sell the shield.
Invisibility. Cut and run.
The enemy's
made the right
bottom
choice
tower
here.
has fallen.
Da-da-la-da-la-da-la-la.
Some beautiful ancients for you to kill.
I know.
And a shrine to heal you.
It's... Oh, it's so glorious. Should kill this guy first. What does this thing do? Bonus attack speed?
Freak when you see me.
Freak when you see me. That's his line.
Cursed be.
You gonna make illusions? There we go.
Look at that, even tread switching.
I saw that one. That's good.
Very sick.
Near the slow in mana makes a big difference. Do you see the Clinks running mid?
No,
he's still there.
I didn't at all.
That's fine. He actually has no damage. There's like no way you lose this game now. You're like way more farm than everybody.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even close. You made the right choice here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Go for him. Easiest move there is if you're looking at him, just force. You'll basically reposition to where he was, and you can catch up. That would have been the easiest thing to do as soon as he got himself forced away. Cool. Now you'll have Scotty.
I think this one is too early. That's okay.
Good.
Oh my god. Iron Terrorblade! Freak when you see me! Next item, I guess. Butterfly, I guess.
Definitely Butterfly.
The enemy's middle tower
They're gonna be so
has
screwed.
fallen.
Or you could get MKB. That would be another option. Used your Manta too early. Manta too early.
Yeah, for sure.
Use your first skill. Get ready to Sunder. Alright, just kill the guy that doesn't have Blade Mail. Right click the Ricky. You got this. Sunder now? Sunder anybody? Sunder anybody? Okay, that helps. Use your first skill, damn it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is great, this is great. This is really actually very, very helpful.
Okay.
I was the light.
You're good. Game's over. So a little sloppy there, but you're getting there. Do you see why Ricky like actually doesn't matter that much in some ways? Like he can smoke cloud you and stuff, but if you just turn and hit him and you have a lot of armor, it just doesn't matter. Like he actually can't affect you in a good way.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
And because we farmed well and farmed safely, you didn't die that many times, and you're just like your net worth is going to be way ahead of theirs this game. That's just because these guys didn't really know how to farm well.
I mean, technically I feel like we should kill the bottom thing, but whatever.
You guys, you probably could. I think you can also end it. It's not a big deal. The only thing you really messed up was you used Manta too early. You used it like right as you started fighting the troll.
I used it here. Like when I was walking in. And
no,
it just...
I mean, when you fought them by the tier 2. Basically, he walked up to fight you in melee range, and you pop Manta right away. You have to wait till he axe spins, and then you use Manta. That way the debuff is removed, and you won't miss.
Oh, I love fucking Scott, dude.
Coke too. their first go.
Oh my god, it called me a god. It's so true, it really is. I deal so fucking much damage.
You can just attack him. I don't even think Blade Null matters. Just hit him. That's because you have so much armor that the damage reflected to yourself doesn't matter because you have 40 armor.
Oh, I thought it was magical damage, though.
No, it hasn't been like that in a long time. The damage it deals is the damage that's thrown, so that's the damage that's reflected. But because your armor is so high, it does no damage to you, so you can just kill him. It doesn't do that much damage at least.
Ugh. Man, like, the fact that I had a high net worth actually surprises me a lot.
Let's go to the scoreboard first, so we can see like your net worth compared to at the end of the game. So you had 21k. You're basically as farmed as Shadow Fiend. Those guys actually had like nothing. They had 10k networks. They had half the gold that you guys did, and that's because they didn't have good farming patterns, and they were thinking too much about like
weird
ganking and stuff.
Whoa! I had the top net worth at 10 minutes. Weird. Also, sorry about the construction going on outside. It's just very loud.
I can't hear. I don't know what their last hits were at that point, so it's kind of hard to know. Like if they just super underperformed, but I'm guessing they did because you shouldn't be like separating that far from them at 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes, you basically took off and they didn't catch up. And that's just because they sucked. Because it's not like you even won the lane that convincingly. You just got all your last hits. I know you said it was hard to get them, but you actually hit almost all your last hits, from my perspective. And then from there it was just...
Yeah, dude, I gotta say, I was trying so hard to hit last hits. Like, this is where my talking stuff was quite a struggle. Like, I couldn't, like, speak. Throughout the mid and late game, you kept being like, use the skill, power tread, hit something illusion. I found that super helpful because, like, now I have enough of a bearing with Terrorblade that, like, it's a lot like reminders.
Yeah.
That was fucking, holy shit, that was great. Fuck yeah, man, that felt good.
Late game, that was really the, I would say your overall macro play, you did not use Conjure Image enough. Like, when you play heroes like Terrorblade...
W?
Yeah, you just got to get used to, like, I'm going to press my W key every 16 seconds pretty much till the game ends, because it's never going to drain my mana fully. I always want illusions, and if you don't do that, then there's going to be periods of time where you only have one illusion instead of two, or you could have been farming 2 places instead of just 1, or you could have killed the Ancients way faster. So almost every time you killed Ancients, you only had, like, you and an illusion instead of 3.
It's just... Oh, you can have 3? Wait a minute.
Well, 2 illusions plus you is what I meant.
Where's Terror Face?
It's a 16-second cooldown. They last for 32.
There he is. 34 at 16. 34. So you can have, like, just on the edge of 3.
Maybe you should buy a refresher. No, don't do that.
Maybe I should get Octarine Core so I can be Illusion.
Definitely not.
Is the construction really not insanely loud to you right now?
I can barely hear it.
Fuck, it is so great that you can't hear it that much.
It kind of sounded like an airplane or something. I don't know. Something flying over the sky. Butterfly might have been the safer option towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Clink's troll.
But Scotty's also really good at ensuring that your allies that aren't disabling well don't matter anymore. Because then you can just Scotty
slows beautiful.
And then Troll's hard counter. Troll was honestly, he had nothing though. He finished SNY at 22 minutes. Like, that's a problem, dude.
Well, everyone has their own shitty games, and I'll just take advantage of it and get a little win.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Kevin, that felt good. Do you want to play a game with me?
I do want to play a game, yeah.
I'm kind of excited.
Me too.
I gotta say, this is something that I learned in my first year or 2 of streaming. Like, one of the best parts about streaming is that, like, no one can email you and expect you to respond. No one can call you and expect you to respond. I can't even, like, idly work on anything else because I'm doing the show. It's one of the few times in my entire life when it is literally, this is the one thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's so great. Like, that's why, like, it is so awesome that I have Dota scheduled every Wednesday for the rest of basically indefinitely. Because I know I'll always get 6 or 7 games of Dota every week no matter what.
Pretty good. I haven't thought about it that way before, but the other day I thought, like, oh man, I was supposed to talk to X person and wait around to see if they were available to have a meeting. And then I was like, but I was streaming, so I have a perfectly good excuse to not do anything other than play Dota.
The funny thing, is that it's like not even an excuse. It's actually like literally it's so important that you keep streaming and doing your shows and shit. It's like literally what the career is.
Continue to work. Don't fall into the pit of like, I could just play Dota all day every day for 2 weeks.
Or maybe you could, as long as it's on air.
I could. So you had 600 GPM that game. That was pretty good. Did 24k hero damage. Your SF did 28. You did 8k building damage. It's good. I would say they were probably just not efficient with their ganking. Basically, they didn't probably push lanes well. They couldn't really push lanes well. They didn't really have the best lane pushers. Clinks doesn't push great. Troll is good, but Sand King didn't buy a blink. There was a lot of weird shit going on in that game.
Game was a little spooky.
It was your unranked is probably why, because again, you haven't played enough unranked solo games to get your unranked MMR up high enough.
I play a lot of unranked team games, but definitely essentially zero unranked solo games.
Unranked team games, yeah. And I believe that MMR should be separated. So that's probably why that game was easy, like why they underperformed so bad on the enemy team. Just because your MMR is too low there. Damn, it's too bad you didn't get to take advantage of the international ranked thing. That's too bad.
No big deal. I'm not that sweating MMR. I basically have been at 3K for 4 months now.
10 seconds.
Yeah, the problem is it prevents us from playing ranked when we play together. Is all.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal.
That is a fucking tragedy.